Hello. Let me ask you, have you ever had a really tough day? A day in which absolutely nothing seems to go according to plan? I had a day like that not so long ago. Everything that could possibly go wrong actually went wrong. My first meeting of the day overran by more than an hour, and then the whole day went downhill from there. I missed an important appointment, I lost an important phone number, I forgot an important birthday, my battery died at the wrong time, and I missed several important phone calls. I lost my keys. In fact, by the time I flung myself into the sofa in the evening, I was beginning to wonder why God would allow such terrible things to happen to me, especially when I had such good intentions with everything I had wanted to achieve that day. But just as I started to question God and complain about my circumstances, I remembered a story I once read in a hospital magazine. I hadn't paid much attention to it at the time, but like all the tools God gives you in your journey through life, it was tucked away in some far corner of my mind, saved for a day when I would need it. As it turns out, today is that day. You'll understand why when you hear the story, which I'm retelling in my own unique way. Here we go. Once there was a man who had a terrible day. Everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong. Feeling peeved, he took his complaints to God. God, can I ask you a question? Promise you won't get mad. God said with a smile, okay, I promise. So the man asked, God, why did you let so much bad stuff happen to me today? Oh, what do you mean, my son? The man was warming up to his theme. He said, well, first, you made me wake up late. Then my car took forever to start. At lunch, they made my sandwich wrong and I had to wait for another one. On the way home, my phone went dead just as I answered an important call. And on top of it all, when I got home, I just wanted to play something nice, some soothing music on my sound system, and it wouldn't work. Nothing went right today. Why did you do that, God? So God stroked his beard and crinkled his nose, and then from nowhere, a little notebook appeared in his hands, and he flipped through the pages until he arrived at the right entry. Okay, well, let me see here. Aha! The angel of death was at your bed this morning, and I had to send one of my angels to battle him to save your life. Now, the sight of two angels fighting, bro, is bad for your brain. So I thought I would let you sleep through that. Now, I didn't let your car start on time because there was a drunk driver on your route who would have hit you if you were on the road at your usual time. Now, the first person who made that wrong sandwich for you had COVID-19, and I didn't want you to catch it because you can't afford to miss even one more day of work. That's why you needed another one to be made. Your phone went dead because the person who was calling you was planning to tell lies about whatever you said to her on that call. So I made sure you didn't even talk to her, so you are now covered. Oh, and that sound system had an electrical fault that was going to trip all the power fuses in your house tonight. I didn't think you wanted to spend the evening in the dark, especially not after the kind of day you had had. The man was so ashamed. I'm sorry, God, he mumbled quietly. God gave him a friendly pat on the back and said, dude, don't be sorry, just learn to trust me in all things, the good as well as the bad. The man smiled sheepishly and said, I will. And God, I just want to say thank you for everything today. My dear friend, his ways are not our ways. We need to remember that and learn to get down on our knees and thank the Lord for every bad day we have ever had. For God knows they could have been much, much worse. I don't need to say more than that, do I? My name is Kojo Yankson, and God's plan for me is always better than mine. Good morning, Ghana.